Yes, we're back on 67 Hail on YouTube. I am Hamish Carton, David Walton with me once again. How are you?
Not bad, Hamish, mate.
Good stuff. We're going to chat about Celtic's bench now because we were all watching the game on Sunday and obviously a bit of late drama at Pittodrie, but one of the things that maybe hasn't been spoken about a great deal was the strength of the Celtic bench, and it's certainly been evident already this year with the amount of big players that haven't even made the matchday squad, you know, the likes of Klimala and Mikey Johnson and Shved and players like that. So we're going to chat a little bit about that and whether we feel that's such an important thing for us in terms of winning the title. Is that one of the key reasons in comparison to our rivals from across the city of why we've gone clear? Our bench on Sunday, by the way, was Scott Bain, Jeremy Frimpong, Johnny Hayes, Ryan Christie, Mohamed El Yunusi, Tom Rogic and Vakun Bayo. Now, I've counted four of them, probably Frimpong, Christie, El Yunusi and Rogic. I would walk into any other team in the country, including Rangers.
It's interesting, bro, because we're comparing benches, I was looking at the bench. I've looked at the Rangers bench as well from yesterday, and it was Wes Foderingham, John Flanagan, Glenn Kamara, Joe Aribo, Jordan Jones, Greg Stewart and Florian Canberry. Now, just the fact you're smiling at that bench tells you all I need to know.
It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. But
let's compare them then.
Yes.
Right, so Ryan Christie or Joe Aribo?
I'm not even answering it.
Tom Rogic or Greg Stewart?
Yeah.
And here's one of the best ones. Mohamed El Yunusi or Jordan Jones? I mean, who would you rather? You know, it's not even a John Flanagan or Jeremy Frimpong.
But this is what we've been saying all season, though, isn't it? Like, everyone knows that we've got just such a much stronger squad. And then, by the way, the players that weren't even included in the matchday squad on Sunday, Elhamed, Johnson, Arzani, Shved, Klimala. That's five players.
Sorrow as well, who's not seen yet.
That's five players that would be in the Rangers matchday squad. We don't want to make it completely about Celtic v Rangers, but I think your point's brilliant. Like, I mean, we're so far ahead in terms of the massive squad we've got.
Well, I mean, so much been made of the injuries we've had. We've had a lot of injuries this season. The fact it's been barely disruptive shows how great the reserves are. That's probably doing them a disservice. The bench has been. You know, if you're looking at the Rangers bench, it's not impressive compared to us, and I think it has played a key difference. You know, granted, you can maybe look at the stats from the likes of a Tom Rogic and maybe even El Yunusi and maybe think, well, you know, what have they actually offered recently? But just the fact that they are and available to us is massive. I mean, I think it was McInnes again at the weekend was talking about the strength we have on the bench, and it's something a lot of opposition managers keep picking up on when they lose games to us. It's like I'm looking at their bench and I'm seeing all these multi-million-pound talented players. And yeah, I think it's playing a massive part in the title race. I really do, man.
Definitely right. Is this squad stronger than, you know what's coming?
Well, last season?
The Invincibles.
No.
The overall squad's not stronger.
I thought the Invincibles were terrific. I really
The overall
did.
squad. I don't feel, this may be.
I just think that the football in the Invincible season was some of the best I've seen.
But in terms of looking at like,
you're wanting me to say aye. You're itching for me to say aye.
I'm going to say aye. I'm going to say aye. I mean, the viewers may disagree, or
they'll probably agree with you. I just think though. I just think though that I loved the Invincibles. I thought they were terrific. The football was unreal. And granted, there was spells in the Invincibles campaign where we weren't playing impressive stuff, but I'm just remembering results such as 5-1 at Ibrox and 5-0 at Hearts and results like this, which were just surreal.
I get that totally. I just think when you look, if we're looking at like on this topic of the squad strength, I'll not go through the whole kind of thing, but I think goalkeeper were certainly stronger than we were in the Invincible season with Doris De Vries and Craig Gordon.
Okay, all right, okay.
Right back for me were stronger because we basically had Lustig and Gamboa were stronger there for me. Left back probably not. Centre back debatable. I think that's pretty nip and tuck. Midfield at the moment for me, we didn't have Encham during the Invincible season.
Stuart Armstrong was terrific in the Invincible season.
You could argue we've got Christie now. We didn't have then.
You can.
Strikers for me, we've got better options strikers because we had Griffiths and Dembele, and I think that was it in the Invincible season, wasn't it? Now where we've got Griffiths and Edward, and you've then got two other strikers. Well, we've not seen enough of Klimala, but the players have scored goals in other leagues.
But there's a difference between depth though and whether that's actually quality.
Well, I'm talking. Well, I get that.
I mean, I get if you're talking about numbers, and maybe I just remember, I'm sure in the Invincibles bench there was players like Armstrong and Roberts and guys like that. I mean, it's really tough. It is a tough question because this is a brilliant squad Neil Lennon's put together, and they're performing under more pressures than the Invincible squad had.
If we compare it to this time,
so hard.
This time last year, then, because that's a much easier debate to have. When you look at the squad last year, and it's been well documented. The summer and a wee bit into January as well. The amount of players, deadwood that we get rid of. The obvious ones, Marvin Comper, Jack Hendry, Malumbu. They've gone from my head, but there's so many more other ones who were just not doing anything at the club that have been allowed to move on. Morgan, players like that, you could even throw into that category. When you compare this to last year when we had such a massive bloated squad of players who couldn't offer a great deal but were still there, nowadays you look at the squad in every position pretty much, we've got 2 or 3 players who you feel can offer something.
Yeah.
Lennon deserves credit for that.
Absolutely. Last season the football in particular was at times dreadful. It was quite poor in the eye. Even when Neil came in, the football wasn't great, and that was perhaps largely the reason a section of sports didn't want him. Quite a big section as well. He's brought his own signings in. He's managed to improve players that are already here. He's managed to build a chemistry between this group of players. It's very, very strong looking. Interestingly, when you're comparing to the Invincibles, I don't think the Invincibles would have won in Lazio, for example. But comparing it to last year, it's streets ahead from last year, I think, just in terms of results and performance levels.
So is Neil Lennon making the right subs? And obviously Neil Lennon, we're massively in favour of him at the moment. We wouldn't dream of doing any sort of negative slant on Neil Lennon at all.
Don't dare, aye.
But there was a lot made about Johnny Hayes coming on Sunday, and some of the criticism I thought was a little bit over the top of Johnny Hayes, but you could argue that maybe Lennon should have a better option than him on the bench. We've had this conversation. Is Bolingoli a better option? I don't know, but is he making the right subs?
Are we mainly focusing on Johnny Hayes here? Because if we talk about the weekend, I could see why he came on. I mean, maybe he doesn't fancy El Yunusi to track back as a left wing back, for example. He likes the idea of Hayes going up and down the pitch. I thought Hayes was poor yesterday when he came on, personally. I don't think he offered a lot. I think it's maybe sort of the formations, maybe the issue there, because El Yunusi is a better left winger than Johnny Hayes. We all know that, but maybe just doesn't sort of fit into that system. I think when we're looking to make a change in games, I thought Clyde was a perfect example. Did he not bring on Hayes against Clyde? Well, who was it he brought on?
I'm not sure. I didn't see that game at all.
I'm sure he might have brought Hayes on first, and I remember there was the likes of Ashfed and players like that in there. There's players that need games more than Johnny Hayes right now for me. We're just reading the bench there. Tom Rogic, Ryan Christie, both of those players came on yesterday, but they get less game time than Hayes, and they are getting generally less game time than Hayes. You've got El Yunusi in there, who you just wonder when he's actually going to come back proper.
That feeds into the squad depth and also the formation we're playing at the moment. But I just wonder why El Yunusi, it would sound daft, but why was he even on the bench? If he's not going to come on when Greg Taylor goes off, where else is El Yunusi going to play on that pitch in a 3-5-2? Because he's not a striker.
Unless he was going to push someone forward to play as a 10, maybe thought El Yunusi could have came on. But then again, if something happened to a McGregor or a Cham, it would have been Christie. Came on.
That's the point. That's the point I'm making. He may look at it as seeing, Johnny Hayes is good because he's versatile and he can play 2 positions, and he's a left winger and a left back. But for me, is Johnny Hayes our best left winger? Nope. And is he our best left back? Nope. I'd rather have, what is the phrase? I'm a master of one rather than a jack of all trades type thing. Yeah. So that's my only wee criticism, and I really hope with the Greg Taylor injury that Hayes isn't going to start in Denmark on Thursday night. But who knows? But I don't want to be totally negative, because obviously it's a really positive thing the way we're playing and the fact we've got so much depth. And as I say, Mikey Johnson's still to come back. El Hamid's still to come back. We're still to see the new signings, Soro and Klamala properly. There's so much excitement in the squad at the moment.
There is. I'm really looking forward to El Hamid returning. I thought he was terrific.
Beautiful man,
terrific.
Isn't he?
He's a beautiful man as well. That always helps him. He was really, really good before he got injured. It was a real shame. He was. It was Lazio, maybe. Was that?
Yeah.
Was that last time he played Lazio? I don't know if he came back for a spell, did he?
No, I think that was the last time he played, which is ages.
Now, for me, he would walk back into the team. And that might be a bit controversial because a lot of people like Jeremy Frimpong, but I do believe that Hatem El Hamid's our best right back. ball and golly, don't know when he'll be back.
Just a wee sabbatical, isn't he?
Aye, just a wee one. There's a couple of months. Would you mind a wee sabbatical like that, would you?
I paid.
But no, it's really good, real strength and depth there, Hamish. It's whenever we do get an injury, it's not the blow that we all think it will be.
You see them across the other side of the city moaning, oh, the luck, the luck. We've got Tavernier injured, Morelos injured, Ryan Jack, Barris. We've had injuries. Look, I could name all those players that are on that bench pretty much have all had injuries this year. Hayes missed a spell, Christie missed a spell, El Yunusi's been out for ages, Rogic missed a spell, Frimpong missed a spell, but we deal with it.
But Ryan Jack, Alfredo Morelos and James Tavernier all played at Rugby Park.
I know. Well,
who was injured then?
Well, exactly. But Tynecastle was the main one. But the difference is we deal with our injuries. They don't. Anyway, we'll finish it with a wee dig at Rangers because
why not?
Everything's just looking brilliant. And I'll actually finish the video just by reminding you again, if you've not already followed us, we're on Twitter. We are at 67 Hail Hail on Twitter. We're on Facebook. That's 67 Hail Hail there as well. If you like hearing us talk, you can watch us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, and read our stuff as well on 67hailhail.com.
That's it, well done.
It was a 50-50 com.co.uk.
Can't even remember.
.com. I just write there, I don't even know the website or anything. But anyway, thank you very much once again. We're back later on in the week. We've got a preview coming for the Copenhagen game. We're also going to chat a very interesting topic going out on Wednesday about Callum McGregor being the future Celtic captain.
I'll save it for then, won't we?
We will, right. Stay tuned, take care, and hail, hail.